You cover it with like some oil so that it can't breathe and it will come to the surface.
It comes to the surface, and then when it comes to
so
the surface, you grab it.
It can be very
and you gotta pull it out
yes.
slowly, and then you got this hole. Look at the hole, baby. Get the hole, baby.
Thank you for having me.
You know I put you in my movie, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You're kidding me.
I swear to God.
I must see it then. I've been watching you going to the movies. I've been going to the movies
to support I go in and watch it with the fans and then stand up at the end and do like a meet and greet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to.
Are you doing another one out here? Because I would love to
go. No, I've done them all out here. I did them in Austin. I did them in Tampa, and then.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, now I'm leaving for tour.
Yeah, you're busy right now, right?
I'm really busy, but I don't know another way. I kind of go. Let's just go with it. Are we rolling, Halston? We good? I've been such a fan of yours for so long, and I don't know how to explain the feelings you give me.
Really, I know
because they're very primal. The day I figured out what a dilated pore was.
Yeah.
I wish I had one.
Do you also feel like you found your people?
My people?
You found your people, like the other people that like this kind of thing? Or I guess I know your wife likes it.
Me and my daughter, Isla.
Uh-huh. Did I meet her? Is she the one?
Yeah, she was going to come down here, and she goes, she had just got a facial, and I said, do you have any pimples to pop? And she was like, yeah, but they're for me, Dad.
She's only got enough for herself. Yes.
What? I don't want to cover stuff you've already talked with Leanne about, but I have questions I'm dying to know.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, so there's, Halston, I'm going to need you to pull up some of the dilated pores so we can reference exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's one that's like kitchen sink, which is like the dilated
There's
pore.
one that's got skin in between it. And that, I
have a few of my favorite. Have you seen the one like a rock? Like we take it out and it's like hitting a rock against a table. It makes this knock sound because it is like a petrified, dilated pore of minor.
Can I tell you what's hit pause? I'll hit pause. Old people. Old people, when they come in with blackheads on their nose, I could sit with Leanne. I wish you had met Leanne's grandfather. He had blackheads all through his neck.
Yes.
Because he
creases,
just working in the fields, and it just built up.
So you've had this when you were a kid, really, too. Like, do you remember like the first memory of kind of being? So
I was taught you don't pop pimples. So I never popped a pimple.
Oh, okay.
I popped a couple. I would get them from shaving. I would get them here, and I get them on my chin. And I remember I'll tell you. I mean, I can give you my top 10 pimple pops. I had one on my chin one time. We're driving to school. The song, in the sky, then I'm gonna go when I die, and they take me to. I'm gonna go to the thing. And I had a mirror holding it between my knees in the back of a station wagon in the way back with the chairs up in the way back, and I was squeezing, and it was the first time a pimple shot out and hit the mirror, and I went, whoa! And it was like it was on.
Yeah, and like so other people were driving. You weren't driving.
My mom was. I was in 7th grade.
Or was this a
moment? It was just a moment. My dad woke me up one night. He had a cyst on his back. Woke me up at like 2 a.m. He's like, "Buddy, you got to see this." And I was maybe 10 years old, and he was squeezing it, and it was shooting onto the mirror. And he's like, "Look at that! It's 2 a.m." And
you're 10.
I was 10 years old.
And he woke you up for that. It's like not even Christmas. They woke you up in the middle of the night just to show you a cyst.
You ready for this one? I had a pimple inside my nose. You know when they go inside your nose?
Yeah.
And it was so bad, it started showing up on the outside of my nose.
Oh, no.
Like it was red on the outside of my nose. And I was like, I was in college. And I went, I'm just going to try to push it out this side. I swear to you. I'm not making this up. I grab it here and I start pushing as hard as I can. And all of a sudden, the hair shoots out this side of my nose and goes doink.
Wow, that's it. That is crazy. I wish you had a video of that. That would definitely go viral these days.
I'm gonna go through every one I can remember.
Okay.
I have one in my beard. It was I think an ingrown hair, and it was when I was doing stand up at Laughs Unlimited. So I must have been like 34. And it was bad, and it was just getting bigger and bigger, and I was plucking the hairs around it, thinking it was an ingrown hair, and nothing was happening. Like I was squeezing it forever for a whole weekend. And on Sunday, I got into the shower, and I got out of the shower, and I just gave it a little thing like this, and it just went, and I went, shut the fuck up.
And that was like your sound effect too.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So
You are I mean, nobody else loves it as much as you.
Leanne,
in your family.
we were on tour. We're in Syracuse. Do you remember this, Pete? Leanne had a bump on her eye right here, like a little
Maybe
bump.
Amelia, like a white little bump, like a pearl kind of thing. Like, okay.
And I said, "Is Amelia? It was a pearl."
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey, I think that's a pimple. Can I try to pop it?" She goes, "No, it's not. I've had it forever."
And you probably can't even look at her straight. You're staring at that the whole time. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
all I'm seeing. And I go, can I just give me a shot at it? She goes, "Yeah, but don't hurt me." I'm like, "I promise I won't." I got 2 Q-tips. And I very gently pushed, and it squirted out.
Yeah.
And it was like a little bead.
Yes, a little pearl.
Called the girls. I was like, "You're never going to believe what I just got out of Mom's face." You know, the Leanne probably told you about this. I fell in love with her. She had a dilated pore right here. Did she tell you about that?
She did, yes.
I love that thing.
Yes. It's just the gift that keeps giving, right? Like you just let it fill up again, and And I told her not to get rid of it because that's your joy.
It was my joy, and then she got rid of it, and then now she just has a scar, and it's so ugly.
Yeah.
It's like it's not the whole.
Remnant of what
Isn't it crazy that you can fall in love with someone's defects?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
And
we all have something, and but if it gives you joy, it's not a defect. What makes us decide it's a defect, right?
Yeah, like she had a little snaggle tooth right here.
Yeah.
And then she fixed it, and I was like, ugh. I liked all the things that were broken about you.
Yeah, the things that are more unique about you that make you different, right? I get, and I think that's what the whole thing kind of caters to. It's really crazy how people, isn't it weird how people just derive all this wonderful satisfaction about this?
But you have such a healer's heart, in that people come in pretty wrecked.
Yeah.
And you have such a healer's heart, in that you don't make them feel as gross as we're saying on the other side of the camera. Right. We're sitting in the house going, "Oh, fucking disgusting."
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Hey, what's that? What are we working with here?"
Yeah. Even today, I just saw patients this morning, and I was reminded, when you say that, it reminds me how much of what I do is like playing psychiatrist and psychologist too, and just making sure people have hope, because that's really important. Like they come to you and they're scared to come to you.
You always think it. I mean, I've been on the other side of the knife. I had like a little cyst in the top of my head.
Right. Usually there's a pilar cyst. They're like
it was a pilar cyst. Yeah, it was a pilar cyst. And you're afraid to share it with anyone, because you're like, maybe it's cancer. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. That's what everyone thinks, it's cancer.
Yeah, that's scary. Yes.
Everyone comes to you and they're like, "Is this cancer?" And some people, I'm like, "Yo, you have a hump on your back, on your shoulder, that is so noticeable."
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, so you have to really, even if I think something could be bad, and thankfully it's not that often that happens, you don't really want to, because if you don't know for sure, in my mind, there's no reason for me to like give people that fear, or that's, that like foreboding. I mean, as long as I can keep that, keep things as positive as I can, and make sure that they have hope. But it can be really hard in that way. But luckily, it's so weird that we have the show that has these ginormous growths, but that in general, they don't threaten their life. That's really what makes it sort of okay, I feel like, to show this, to the world.
Do you notice? I want to talk about how you got to where you are.
Okay.
I want to talk to how it exploded the way it has, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
But I also have like things as a comic where I go, do you notice like different things happen in different races of people?
Yeah.
Because I know like when I started to like, I guess college, when I started really hang out with like black dudes, I remember the first time I ever heard of buckshots was like on the back of your hair. And like little things that were like,
is that what they call keloids and like the folliculitis? Yeah, the ones on the back of your head, because you get ingrown hairs. Yeah, and you get little bumps, like almost like pimples.
And I didn't know that was like a really common thing in black culture.
Acne keloidalis, it's called.
Yeah, and so like, are there things that you notice?
Yeah.
With what ethnicity has the best skin? I'm going to start. It's got to be like Polynesian.
Yeah, well, Asians don't raisin, we say, right?
Yeah.
And then we also say black don't crack. I think it's just the darker colors that, we can say that, because we have this natural protection. We still get the sagging and like the gravity, but we don't get as much of the super fine lines. So in terms of like aging, that we tend to, like, Asians and African Americans or darker complexions, Latinos too, we will get like a little bit of a better But we have our own issues.
But who comes,
you know?
when it comes to acne, it's white people.
Acne can happen to anybody.
But it's white people get it a lot, right?
Well, I think it's equal opportunity. I feel like it can be either. It's really, it happens probably more aggressively in men because it's really hormonally driven and it's a lot having to do with testosterone or androgens.
Really?
And we as women have testosterone too. It's just sort of different levels of it. And that's why I think that people that get it really bad in general tend to be like the teenage boys, the young men. They get very, very bad acne potentially. Yeah.
I got it a little bit right here when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I have one thing I want to show you. I want you to tell me what it is because my daughters one time go, "We're going to take a better look at that, Dad." I've had this thing right here under my nose, and it showed up in high school, and it showed up, and I thought it was a pimple. And sometimes it'll get red like a pimple, and I'm hoping
it comes and goes though.
Huh? No, it's here.
It's here right now.
It's here. It looks. You'll see. I'll show it to you in a second.
Sure.
But I was really wishing I could dilate a pore for myself. I was thinking of like loading myself up with grease and dilating a pore.
You just got to roll in lard. Yes, exactly. You give people
love
a lot
dilated
of joy.
pores more than anything in the world.
Yeah. Well, and what else is amazing is people who really have an oily complexion, and sometimes it's actually like firemen or people that or work out with a lot of dirt. They work somewhere with a lot of dirt or grease or like stuff flying in the air, you know, because it gets trapped in there, and then they'll just get it like in the creases of their skin, just like you were saying. And it's like these little ants that just march out, and you just kind of get them all.
I get little baby skin tags right here, and I wish my daughters. I used to cut them off with nail clippers.
Yeah, people do that. Yeah.
And my daughters won't do it for me.
Well, you know, you could be. Well, you know, you could. I can't make them. I can't make that.
But if you could explain to them how great it is to do your job. Like just share the joy.
Well, we'll make a house call. We could do it, and then we could stick them all in we've actually done sick things. We've stuck them all in a snow globe before, so you can have a snow globe of your skin tag.
What's the I've seen dudes with lots of skin tags.
Yes, tons. Like
under their arms.
Yes, tons
under
of
their arms,
and it can be life changing in a way too, because you can't even lift your arms up if you're going places. So to clean that up is really nice.
Dude came to my show at a casino. I hope he's listening. I love you, buddy, because I was there for you. And he ripped his shirt off. And he's like, I got to take a picture with their shirt off. And his whole underarm was covered with skin tags. And he went right on top of me. And I went, hey.
And you also didn't have your shirt on?
Oh, I don't. I never wear a shirt.
So it was rubbing on I can imagine that. But I will tell you, men can get this craziest skin tags in the most, like right hanging off their tush. And I've had one guy that had, it looks like testicles. They often look like that.
Really?
And they'll have them hanging from their ear. I've had guys that it hangs from their, from around here, and they just grow huge. I've only seen a big one in like a woman once, but otherwise they're all men. I feel like you guys grow them and you just leave them be to get like really huge. And they're just a giant ball hanging from a short little thread.
How do you get them? Is it from friction?
It's actually not difficult to remove because you just have to numb up that little stalk and just snip it off.
By the way, they don't even hurt when you just remove them.
Yeah. Well, they hurt some people. You're just tough. But they do hurt, and they can bleed because even though they're small, they can bleed.
I'm on blood thinners.
Oh, and that doesn't help. But yeah.
But I used to go in. My vision was better, and I would go in. I would get them.
You need good vision too. That would help.
I don't even know if you can see them.
I wish I had known. I would have brought some tools and we could have cleaned you up here now.
Can I send him out to go buy tools and just cut me up?
Yeah. If you have, I would rather you have anesthesia. I wish I had something like that, like local, but you can. If you had some topical lidocaine, we could call it a prescription. Get him a little numbing cream too.
I don't even need that. I just want them gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
They drive me nuts. And because I don't notice them, but I always wonder if people see them. And
they get caught on things. I don't know if you wear gold chains.
I do wear gold chain. That's what I thought caused them.
No, it's just it's like a sweater that pills. Like you get them where areas rub, right? Like your underarms or like your neck. It just
I have
tends to occur where things rub. Yeah,
I just used to cut them off myself, and then I tried to entice my daughters to do it.
Some people take a string.
I did that to my mom one time. Yeah. So my mom has them. I tied a string really tight, and then it started hurting, and then it just fell off, went black and fell off.
Exactly. That's what you're strangulating it.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Yeah.
So, okay.
Gosh, you take a lot of things into your own hands, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
So I do my own, I take my own plaque off my teeth.
Really?
Yeah,
Can you do that?
I'm not the way they do.
I don't even know. Right. Because that would be kind of cool to do though, I think.
Oh, I do it.
Have you ever like taken out one of those tonsil stones that I see people do? Have you seen those?
All the time.
How do you do that? Like, where do they come from?
They happen in little crevasses in the back of your throat.
Like the little brains that look like back
the
there?
little holes. And so I just take a Q-tip and I punch it out.
How do you know that they're there?
You can see them. Just take a flashlight and go like this.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And I've taken out tonsil stones a bunch. The first time I ever thought it was cancer. And it was on Thanksgiving.
Oh, I see. Like that.
It was on Thanksgiving and I went to, God, by the way, I could be a tonsil stone remover.
Gosh, you remember like where you are and where you were, what you were doing.
Usually associated with severe panic.
Oh,
So I thought I had cancer. It was Thanksgiving and I was like, great. I went to the emergency room and I told the person I think I have throat cancer. And they're like, okay. They're like, that's definitely not what I'm here to diagnose. And I said, see this white thing? I went, and they go, it's not throat cancer. And I said, no, I'm pretty sure it is. And they go, I just saw it move. And I went, what? And they go, it's probably a tonsil stone. Just take it out.
Right.
I said, how do I do that? And they go, I don't know. Just get it.
And you figured it out.
So I just went home and I took a Q-tip and I put it on it and I moved it and I went, oh, shut the fuck up. And then
you probably put it on the dish or something and examined it and tried to dissect it and all that stuff.
That. And then I smelled it.
Yes, of
That's
course.
my job. If I was Dr. Pimple Popper, I'd be smelling everything.
I don't smell anything. Sorry.
Are there bad smells that come your way?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I don't smell anything and I'm covered up. And I also, you're sort of mentally trained to not like react to that if there's a smell. So it also helps you to like not feel like it smells bad. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't really smell bad.
So I worked in a porta potty thing.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. That's worse.
It was for a TV show and you had to clean shit out and the guy goes, hey, it's peanut butter. I said, what? And he goes, we're just getting peanut butter out of here. And
I wouldn't do peanut butter though, because I would ruin you for peanut butter and like, because that's a food.
Yeah.
You have to think it's like mud or something like that.
He's like, we're just cleaning peanut butter, buddy.
I can't think of that. Yes.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up, I'm born in Queens till I was like, till about 5 years old or so.
And you're Asian?
Uh-huh. I am Polynesian, I would say. I guess my mom is from Malaysia. My dad's from Singapore.
Really? Singapore's fucking... Have you ever been?
Malaysia's awesome too. Actually, I'm going in a couple weeks.
Have you ever been before?
I have, yes.
Oh, don't bring drugs.
We have huge families, like 10 kids on both sides. My parents,
really?
Like 10 brothers and sisters, yeah. So like a lot of people out there are my relatives.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is there a reverence for where you've gotten in your career to them?
Well, what's nice is the TLC show is international. So
it's so big.
Yeah, so it's popular there.
It's so big.
It is. It's kind of cool. It's actually really cool because I went to Italy like last year and people were call me Doctoressa Sketchabuffoli.
Sketchabuffoli.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Sounds so much prettier than Pimple Popper.
So nice. Yes.
Sketchabuffoli.
Yes.
Sketchabuffoli.
And they would call me, like across the road. So that was pretty cool, to have something like that. But in Asia, it is really cool to have that. And it's also weird,
Yeah.
But it's nice because it's also, you feel like it's sort of like your home country, even though I've never lived there. And the fact that they are proud that you're part of them. It's very nice.
It's interesting because I don't have any, the only frame of reference I have is that I'm Irish and I identify with Ireland.
Right. Have you been to Ireland?
I've been to Ireland a bunch.
Okay.
A lot. But
you probably have some
So
stories.
I understand that. I identify as being Irish. I feel like Ireland is my home, but I realize it absolutely is not my home. Florida is my home. I'm really a kid from Florida. And I identify more as a Florida person than a United States citizen. I feel like I grew up in Florida.
Separate, yes.
Yes. But New York's got that a little bit. When you're from New York, that is your own country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but my parents came there when my dad's a dermatologist.
No.
So, yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, now is there any part of him that was like, when you first started, he's like...
That's messed up. He said, that is messed up what you're doing. Like,
for real?
Yes. He was like, that's insane what you're doing. That's like the dumbest thing ever. He was like, that is like, who is watching this? Like, he thought it was insane.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually a funny story because I told him I went viral once, and he's like, what'd you go viral for? I said, I put something on YouTube. And he's like, what's it about? And I said, it was like blackheads being extracted. And he was like, that's stupid. He was like, that's dumb. And then the next day he went to the Apple store to get like training because he likes to fly fish and he wanted to put up all these videos of his fly fishing.
I'm already in love with your dad.
Yeah.
I'm already in love with your dad.
Yes, you would love him.
Wait,
he plays the ukulele.
Was he born in
He's
Singapore?
a cool dude. Yes.
So he's born in Singapore. Hold on. walk me back through your dad, because the fact that he's fly fishing makes me go, I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
So your dad's born in Singapore.
Yes.
Your mom's born in Malaysia.
She's a nurse. They meet like at Singapore U, I think, and they both came out to New York to go to residency. He was going to be a resident out there at downstate, SUNY Brooklyn.
And was English is just mandatory for everyone?
Yeah, because it was a British colony. They have like an English accent, that like Singaporean accent, that's like very prim and proper kind of thing. And so they went out there in 69. I was born in 70.
No.
And yes, and so that's really my Polynesian.
You're a Paula fucking Nesian.
So he
have you seen Leanne?
Yes.
That's redneck for you. Just valleys and cracks and scars. And can you clean her up for me?
You said she was unique, and so yes, come on.
We're going through a really great part of our relationship right now.
She's lovely. She's so cool.
She's
yeah. We know that.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were out. My dad didn't know how to function really. I mean, because he like didn't have any shoes. He's never been in that weather. It's like the equator where he's from, so he had to like put plastic on his shoes to walk in the snow and stuff like that. So he has all those stories, everybody. And then we came out. I guess they came out here because he couldn't stand the cold weather, and so we came out here because it's, I guess, closer to Asia or like
so
to fly back.
You're born in Queens, and then he's like, and he's in dermatology, he's in residency, and he's like, "Fuck this, let's get out of here." After his residency, he came out. Do you think that? Because the majority of there's a huge Vietnamese population in like New Orleans and Houston, and it's and oddly enough, it's the same equatorial distance from the equator, and a lot of the same stuff grows. Like rice is really popular in both.
It is.
Wait, no, I'm sorry.
They grow rice in
shrimps and crawfish, and like a lot of the same shit is grown in that
food
area,
kind of thing.
Do you think that people? It would make sense that like people would go to a climate that was more what they grew up in.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that but there's like, aren't there little groups of people from all parts of Asia, like in all parts of like the nation too? And I think it's probably because we didn't have
any Asians in Florida.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I heard Eddie Wong. Do you know Eddie Wong? It's really fan. What is
Eddie? He's an author? Okay, maybe I know him by sight.
You would know him. There's
a lot of Eddie Wongs. I think I know a few Eddie Wongs.
I'm sorry. That's a fucking... Yeah, he's a restaurateur.
Okay,
this is Eddie.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know Eddie.
He.
But I'm sure he's awesome.
Yeah, no, he's great. He really is. He's very talented. He's really fun to follow, and he's. I've met
David Cho before.
David Cho's a gangster.
Yeah.
David Cho's a fucking gangster.
Yes, he scares me a little bit.
First time I ever saw David Cho was a video of him feeding.
But he likes pimple popping.
Oh, does he?
Yes. Joe Rogan likes pimple popping.
Joe Rogan, you can't get to throw up.
Really?
He just does nothing. Fucking turns him off.
I might be able to get him to throw up. We'll have to challenge. I would
love if he had some skin affliction that you could fix.
Yes.
I would love if he had. I would fly down
and we would
watch.
go and do it together. If he allows it, we'll let you get a squeeze out.
Oh my God. Maybe we can. I mean, that's the part of the thing is I really wish I could make a pimple.
Well, I brought cupcakes.
No,
we are going to give you a little fix.
Dilated pore.
I know.
On my, it's funny, like a pimple on your thigh, you can't really pop because it's a weird part of your body.
You know what's good though? If you did a dilated pore, or if we did another pilar cyst, you know what we could do? We could ask your fans. Does anyone have a cyst that is also a big fan of Bert? And we could bring them out there, and they'll probably be so thrilled to see you. They're gonna let you squeeze. We'll put you in gloves. We'll put you in full gown. Full splash screen, and you'll be able to do it in real life. That's not a problem. As long as they give you permission. And I'll always make sure everybody's safe.
This is my impression of me watching you do a dilated pore. Ready? Like this.
Yeah. And you want to push me out.
And then when it comes out, I go, I breathe.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how it makes you like, when do you figure, it's so crazy to me that people are into this and that they like, I get it too, but I also am. It's so interesting how something negative can make people feel so happy. You know what I mean?
Me and Isla text your videos back and forth to each other.
It.
And I think you did one out of a foot the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a foot? I don't know, but I was like, it didn't look like the same type of skin on anywhere. It looked like it was a foot, but it was like, I mean, it was like, There are ones I don't like. I don't like the yellow pus squirt, squirt, squirt.
Okay.
I don't
you don't
like
like
those as much.
steatocystomas then, like the ones that get like ribbons of pasta.
No, not those aren't my favorite.
But you like the dried up
ones. The ones that come out like a volcano where it's like all gray aren't my favorite. My dilated pores.
Yeah, they're dried up and crusty too. Like, show that one. Oh, this is actually not the return, but the original one. That one is one of the best. I think it's one of our most viewed videos.
If
kitchen sink.
I haven't seen it.
It comes out. Remember, like the old school kitchen sinks that would just be a giant black pug. It pops out like that, like clean. It's very clean, no blood involved. And the woman is hilarious. She's never seen it. She doesn't want to look at it. She's
I know this. It's on her back.
Yes,
I know this
and she's
lady.
like, I'm not a contortionist. She's like from Boston or something like that. But this
I know this
is
one.
an
This one I was
older
talking about
gentleman.
with the skin in between.
Yeah,
it's got the skin in between. This is one I was talking about.
Yeah, this is the one you have to close if you don't want it to fill up again.
I'd leave it open, and I'd fill it up every night before I went to bed, and then I'd pull it out every morning. So
he also had another one that's back. Hold on. A little juicier.
So then, do you go inside and clean that out, scrape it?
Yeah, but it's probably going to fill up again and that kind of thing. So, I didn't really know, like, we were going to do that because we're doing a body exam. It wasn't like he was coming for that. We just happened to see it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's see if we can't pull that out for you. And I don't think we stitched it up.
Really?
We just cleaned it out, yeah. Yeah, maybe we cleaned it out a little bit, but, it's not like I'm going to take a hose and, and wash it all down. Because it's going to fill up. That one is another one that was, stuck in the back right there, right?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it
they
so
just
much.
Pop out.
I also love when you watch other people do videos and you're like, okay, like there was one of the guys of like someone's eye or something. You're like, wait, hold on. I don't know if this is real.
Yeah. Because you know what? In dermatology, you also learn a lot about like parasitic diseases, which is crazy because a lot of them manifest in the skin. So we'll know about like loa-loasis where I think they have the parasite and it swims across your eyeball and you see it.
Hold on. I saw a dude that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if Leanne's listening, there was a guy that came out to me at the Irvine Improv and he had it swam across his eyeball.
He was there?
He was talking to me and he had a worm swam across his eyeball and I went, he's got a worm in his eye. I always say that.
We also share some gross videos with people that I can show you off of the air, but like we have people like there's a guy I call that has like a saxophone penis because he had this STD that made his. So we get a lot of like videos because it's skin diseases, right? The STDs and things like that. Yeah. So we have like a lot of crazy, probably to some people X-rated videos. That's what we share.
This podcast is brought to you by this badass shirt from Grunt Style. I love Grunt Style. Their clothing fits fantastic. As a dude with jacked arms, I love to have a little insignia on the side, and they provide that on both sides. I love these two guns with the Grunt Style logo. And I love the front copy. I love the colors. Everything about this shirt kind of drew me along to it because I like to bring it out on tour with me because people see this and know I like smoked pigs. Dude, there's a few things I stand by that I want on my chest. Number one, food. If you see this and know, oh, my man likes food, bands. I'm also a big fan of bands. But I bought this shirt because we usually travel with Dave Williamson and he provides all our smoked goods. And without Dave, people don't know that I love all my smoked goods. I'm telling you right now, if you got a dude in your life, a dude who likes cold beers, bacon, whiskey, and has some jacked arms, never mind the belly, get him some Grunt Style wear. It is through the roof. I absolutely adore it. I love working out in it. I love wearing it on the road. I wear it. It's like my first go-to shirt. Here's the thing about Grunt Style you need to know. 100 proof American fighting spirit with a patriotic appeal. They provide more than apparel. They instill pride. Pride in self, pride in military, and pride in country. These are all things everyone can stand by. Everyone in this country stands by that. This is a veteran-founded company with over 200 veteran employees. They celebrate freedoms, and you don't have to be a veteran to wear Grunt Style. But if you're like me, you do have to love freedom, bacon, and whiskey. I'm telling you right now, by this purchase, you're supporting a veteran who's doing good things for veterans, and you're supporting this country. Bertcast listeners can get 15% off any order at Grunt Style always. Go to gruntstyle.com and use the code BERTCAST15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order every time you place an order or go directly to the Bertcast collection page at gruntstyle.com. I think the address is probably on the screen right now, hopefully. And you can use the code Bertcast15 at checkout for 15% off your order. And these are all the things you're going to love. This is all the apparel I love. This is all the stuff I stand behind. And you can also find this shirt there. Hey, thank you, Grunt Style. Buying tickets for your favorite event should not be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, and comedy and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best prices guaranteed, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for all the fun you have. That is the fun, and there's nothing better than a last-minute concert. There is no better feeling than hey, let's pull it together and go to a show tonight. What do you want to do? Let's go to a baseball game. Dude, you give me a Saturday afternoon baseball game, cheap seats, cold beers, hot dogs with a pretzel and the sun, getting a little tan. There's nothing better. Morgan Wallen is at this weekend at SoFi. Shut up. Morgan Wallen's this weekend at SoFi? Dude, I want to see him. I want to see him. That's the beauty. Get the image of your seats before you buy so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. That is key. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are sent directly to your phone so you don't have to dig through your emails, and that is key because you will remember this as you walk up to the line. You're like, wait, who has our tickets? Oh, wait, hold on. They're in an email, and then you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I should have never signed up for the thing. It's awesome. Snag tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account. Use the code BERTCAST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code using the code BERTCAST for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Okay, so you guys move out here. Your parents move you out here.
Do you fly fish?
Well, I have. Yes,
yes,
and
you
I
love
have.
it.
Yeah. Oh, I really enjoy it, and
you would love him. He teaches people too. Like
for real?
He's a master fly caster. I think there's only a few. I don't know, 50 in the nation or the world. I don't know what it is. Like someone that you have to take this test to like become
that's
this.
impressive.
Yeah, he goes and travels like around the world and like fly fishes.
I got really into fishing in college, and then got really into fly fishing in college. But our fly fishing was never successful because it was all saltwater. And so you'd try to go down to the Keys to go.
But they fight in the saltwater.
But you got to be really good. You got to be really good. And like bonefish is what you wanted to catch in saltwater. A laid up tarpon on a fly rod was something, but I was never that good. I went fly fishing in the Snake River for trout and fucking cleaned up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That was fun.
Because they almost like want it. Or like if you go up to Alaska and go for like a salmon. Yeah. Amazing. But we did that too. We did the tarpon thing. We didn't catch any tarpon, but we were starting to catch barracuda. But you had to have a steel line because they would just bite through
Barracuda are brutal.
Yeah, you should do Shark Week.
Have you done it? I've done a lot of work with sharks. I had not an offer, but they asked me this year something about Shark Week, and I was like, I used to work for.
So you're like a fish in the water. You're like good in the water. You're like
I'm pretty good in the water, but no. Right? But I used to work for Travel Channel.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Okay. Yes.
And I've swam with sharks. I've swam with great white sharks. I've swam with great white sharks out of the cage. I've done a lot of that stuff. I really enjoy sharks. I think they're fucking amazing. Yes. I really do. We went swimming with great white sharks in South Africa.
That's amazing.
And that was pretty intense. I've done it outside Catalina twice, South Africa once.
Catalina has all that kelp and stuff. Is it not freak you out?
No, you're off the island.
Okay.
You're off the island. Like you're offshore quite a ways.
Okay.
And that was when I did out of the cage working with great white. And then in Hawaii, we've done Hawaii. Me and my girls, we went swimming with sharks in Hawaii.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. Hey, see if you can pull it up. Have you ever seen? It's fucking.
No,
it's like 20 sharks.
No, that's awesome. I got to do Shark Week 2 years ago. I got to go to Turks and we filmed
Turks and Caicos.
Yes, we filmed like me trying to figure out if sharks have pimples, and like I was like putting the detectors in them and like taking a melon ball scooper and taking like some of their tissue and sending it off to the lab and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Oh,
that's crazy. You had to have a cage.
That's me and the girls.
Look at them. Did they love this?
They loved it.
They're like little fish.
They're little girls back then.
They're so little. I know. Wait, they're like 9 and you let them swim with the sharks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at Isla still holding her nose underwater.
I would do that.
Goofball. The sharks are hitting the GoPro.
So great. What an amazing experience for them. And that was off of Catalina?
No, that's in Hawaii.
Okay.
Just out of Haleiwa, they take you. It's
the Haleakala or whatever that is. Or I don't know. What
Haleiwa is the port.
Oh, I don't know that.
It's the best. If you want the
that's
best
amazing.
Shaved ice you're ever going to have in your entire life, it's right by that dock. But yeah, that was a fucking blast.
That's great.
But so wait, let's take me back to the story. So your parents move out to LA?
Yeah. Wait, we moved to Upland, which is between LA and Palm Springs, you know, close to Ontario Airport. And that's where my dad has his practice. And so I grew up with a dad as a dermatologist. My dad loves to read. He grew up really poor and he never had books. So like he collects books essentially. But we had a ton of dermatology textbooks, right? And they're like a weird form of like, because you see naked bodies all over, but they have skin diseases, right?
Yeah.
So I got really used to probably seeing that kind of thing. And, you know, you'd be like eating your cereal in the morning and thumbing through like a textbook, you know, that has all these different conditions. And so, you know, that was just like I would go like and file at his office during like summer vacation to get an extra just to keep myself busy. And that was just growing up with my dad. And my dad is an amazing dermatologist.
Really?
He's retired now. He does a lot of woodworking now. He like makes, I don't know, like chairs and tables and stuff.
Your dad sounds like a really interesting guy.
Oh, yes.
How many kids do they have?
There's two of us, my brother as well.
And your older brother or younger?
He's younger.
Okay.
And he works like for Dr. Pimple Popper too, the SLMD company that we have. But we all live pretty close by. Like my dad just lives like down the street really from me.
Really?
So which is really nice.
And your practice is in LA?
No, my practice is in Upland.
In Upland?
Mm-hmm.
No fucking way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
God, you know, when Leanne had that thing on her face, I was like, go to
Dr.
Pimple
can come
Popper.
see it. Yes,
I was like,
please.
Don't go to this fucking quack.
Listen, I am going to, with your permission, I'm going to reach out and see if somebody is interested because I bet you somebody will jump on that and we could see if we could do something that, you know
hardcore.
what I mean? Yeah.
I'll come out in a heartbeat.
We've done that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So wait.
No problem.
So then you go.
So then I was working. So I was, I decided I wanted to go into dermatology. And actually I think that part of what made me, I think that a lot of what made me a good dermatologist is really the influence of my dad and how all the patients that saw him would say, I know your dad and I just love your dad. He is the best dermatologist. He's the most kind. He's so sweet. He explains things to me and everything.
Being a doctor is one thing. Right, you got to do the med school. You got to be able to read and study and do all this stuff. You have to have a steady hand. Mm-hmm. But man, a bedside manner is the most important. And I've had doctors with bad bedside. I've had dentists mostly with horrific bedside manner, where you just go. Yeah. Pete was with me one time where the guy said, "So I'm gonna have to break your jaw and take out all your teeth. We'll probably just do that in the summer." And I was like, hold on. Whoa. I was like, wait, is that going to change what I look like? He goes, oh, yeah. I said, well, I can't change what I look like. I made money on this face. And he was like, well, not anymore. Are you going to, are you going to be in pain the rest of your life? And then we went to one. I only trust, I've said this a number of times. I'm sure this is politically insensitive. I only trust Latin American dentists.
Really?
Yes. They're fucking something about them.
Really?
It's almost like a Mexican mechanic will go like, don't worry. I'm not going to charge you through the nose. I'm going to fix it for you.
Yes.
And this guy went in and he just goes, Leanne would tell the story better, but he goes, I'm bad at accents. I'm going to try to do his accent. Okay. We're going to see how close we can get to the flame. Okay.
Well, that sounds very
good. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to put the drill in. And when we get close to the flame, you go, oh, it's getting hot. Tell me, I'm getting hot. But if we don't feel the heat, we in a good place.
I would trust him too, for sure.
Yes, and he's just looking at me like this. Oh, feeling good? And I was like, yeah. And he fixed my fucking tooth. My fucking tooth. I didn't have to get my jaw broken. One day I was like, one day I'll be dead. So who gives a fuck? But I've had.
It means a lot because you know what? It gives you trust. It makes you trust somebody. And I mean, my dad told me once one of his biggest pieces of advice when I was just starting out is like, look, you could be the smartest freaking dermatologist. You could be the top of your class and you could have a crappy bedside manner and people will think you're the worst dermatologist. Yeah. You could also be the person in your lowest your class.
Bedside manner.
And you could have the best bedside manner and people will think you're amazing.
What's interesting is that that's something you can't manufacture and it just is natural to you. And I'm sure you didn't put much thought into it. But that's the reason we like you is that you're so kind to everybody. And
yeah, I mean,
really,
I realize it's an asset to have something like that, but I think I got it from my dad. I do. I think that he is that way in so many ways, and I just see, that I think that I'm lucky to have his skill as a dermatologist, but I'm lucky to have his personality. I'm lucky to have that from him. So, and my mom too. My mom was very happy-go-lucky. She's wonderful. My dad's probably gotten a little more, crotchety with a little older. He doesn't want to talk to people, that kind of thing. But
So then you're like, I want to be a dermatologist.
Right. And then and then it was freaking hard. I mean, I don't think I finished school until I was like 33, 32,
Really?
33. Because you are essentially, I went to UCLA. I did like the
now?
5-year plan. My husband's a dermatologist.
No.
Yes. He followed me though. He was not wanting to be a dermatologist. And when he saw how amazing dermatology was in medical school, he followed me essentially.
Dermatology.
I essentially blame him.
Let's rank it. See,
Yes.
There's got to be online. Top 5 kind of doctors you want to be.
Right.
OBGYN, they say, is like the happiest. No?
No, actually, I would say, because it has very litigious. It's very malpractice is really high because people are always, and then you got to go into the office in the middle of the night if one of your patients is having a baby, right? So your life is not. But like in terms of
pediatrician, I'm
in
a
terms
pass on that.
of I think well, no, this is I would say the highest, like the most difficult to get into because of the desire for people like. Dermatology is known more of like a lifestyle specialty because you don't have a lot of emergencies. You deal with very few emergencies, right?
I'm thinking I would love.
Well, you're already halfway there. You love this kid. Yes.
There'd be a couple people that go, yo, I don't do that. Sorry. Like, I don't look at genitals.
I don't
I'm
like
so sorry.
feet either. I don't like feet. Yes.
Oh, you don't?
I don't like to touch people's feet.
I mean,
you have nice feet. But I mean,
feet.
most of the time people are asking us to look at their feet because they've got some hammer time going on, right?
Don't worry, that's the other show
so,
we watch.
Yes,
my feet are killing me.
I'm not that into feet.
There's that dude.
Yes, Brad. Bradley. Yes,
he has got the
and
Lord's
Ebony.
soul. He makes people with feet that are fucking disgusting feel like humans.
Yeah,
like feel like humans, and that guy is Dr. Brad.
Yes.
Dr. Brad and Dr. Ebony Vincent is the female.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Dr. Brad more so. Ebony's awesome, but like Dr. Brad, I only saw one episode where this guy's feet were so bad, and he said, "Hey, we're just gonna clean them up."
Yeah,
it's like Jesus did that.
Great.
Jesus did that to the lepers. He's like, "Let me wash your feet."
Yeah,
like that's a fucking.
That's what you want. You want somebody that's going to help to take care. I mean, we see feet things too, but like I am just not that. Yeah, it's just.
I'd enjoy taking warts off.
No, warts are so hard to take off. They come back. They're just they're not satisfying because I can't guarantee that I'm gonna get rid of them.
I had a wart right here. I went to dermatologists a lot as a kid. I had warts.
Are you a little bit of a hypochondriac? Do you like them?
Hardcore hypochondriac.
Okay, yes.
Hardcore hypochondriac.
I should have known. Yes.
I have stuff on my body I don't want to show you because I'm afraid you'll tell me it's cancer. So,
no.
Okay.
Okay.
I have something on my leg that I felt the other day, and I go, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "This isn't good." But I'd burned my leg really bad, so I don't know if it's part of that. But anyway.
Okay. We digress. Yeah.
I could never be married to you. I would the whole time. You'd be like,
hey, I would be so annoyed by you.
You go, honey, let's get naked. I'm going to keep my shirt on because there's some stuff I don't want you to see, and then I'm going to keep my socks on, and I have these wristbands on. They're going to stay on. I would be.
Oh, your wristbands?
I'm
Why?
just covering any part of my flaws of my body.
Okay.
I'd be like, I got a turtleneck on. You're like, wait, what's going on with your neck? Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Leanne can't say to me, what's that? I go, stop. Why you do that?
Okay.
She goes, no, there's like a black spot in your tongue. And I'm like, huh?
And then you're like possessed by it. Like
spiral. I spiral. I have a like a freckle on the back of my leg. I don't even know where it is.
Your skin looks great. You have great feet too. Are you on Wiki Feet? You must be.
I think I am.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of podcasts barefoot. So
they got a lot of pictures of your feet. Yes. They got rank you. Yes.
I think
my husband's a hypochondriac too, actually. I will say.
Is he a white dude?
Yes, a
Yeah,
white.
we
He's a
got
Jewish dude.
Oh my God! Wait,
Yeah.
pull up a picture.
Yes, and he makes me
what is
look at the
this?
most nether region. Sorry, Jeff, of his body, and I'm like, I don't want to see
Look at
that.
my wicked feet.
And
I'm
he
all over
trusts
wicked
me
feet.
like I'm his
Fuck,
person.
I got 4.8. This
Yeah.
is what I need to start.
I'm on wicked
Googling.
feet too, but I don't show my feet off. Oh, you have a lot of pictures.
I'm always barefoot.
What you had a problem with your toe? Is that your toe?
Yeah, I had an ingrown toes from running.
Yeah, look at that one.
was
It's
from-
like the
That
you
was
got
from
like a
running. I ran the
pterygium
LA
or something.
Marathon.
Oh,
And,
okay, that'll do
and
it.
so
You
that
ran a
fucked me up.
marathon? That's amazing.
I know.
I would never do that. It's just not.
Man.
It doesn't sound fun.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
your
getting
feet are
stem
always
cells for
up.
my hair loss.
Oh yeah.
They said they just
Yes.
said I just saw an article. They do stem cells up there, and all of a
Yes.
sudden it starts regrowing.
Yeah. Yes, we do that. Yes,
Really?
dermatologists do that. Yeah.
You do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Do you
Well,
get
you
the-
draw your own blood and you spin it down, and then you.
Oh, you don't
PRP.
get? Do you get? I want.
Oh, you want to take it from your like bone, like your.
I want to take I want the ones you get in Texas where they get from like fetuses.
Oh, yes. You mean
Texas,
like
you can
from
do
the
anything.
foreskin?
You
of-
can do anything from the foreskin of baby
Yes,
fetuses.
Yes.
That fucking Texas is
Yeah, it's
medicine's
out of
old
control.
school. I've had a dude
Yes.
shake a rattlesnake at me one time. He's like, "You're cured."
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy.
So wait.
But I will
wait,
tell you,
pull
hair
up. Can I see a
transplants, if
picture
you're-
of your husband?
Yeah, Jeff. His name's Jeffrey Bish.
Type in Sandra Lee husband.
Yes.
Look
There it
at
is.
me.
There it is.
I'm
No, that's not him
hey.
right there.
Who's that?
That's not him.
Who's that?
You just had it, though. Right there,
interesting.
Jeffrey Bish right there. Yes,
Oh.
that's him. But that doesn't look like him. I don't know what he's got with this. He's probably hiding something under there. Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
How long have
so-
you guys been together?
We were married 2000, so it's like 23 years.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Freaking forever now.
Kids?
Yes, we have an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old boys.
Shut up. So you're just
Yeah.
like Leanne.
Yeah, we're the same. Yeah,
Well, you guys
actually,
are
she
the
has her
same
best
age.
friend is like Vietnamese, I think, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, we
Leanne's
were
best
talking.
friend's
Yes,
Vietnamese,
I'm
yeah.
going to Vietnam to Asia too. So I'm
Oh, for
super
real?
excited.
Have Leanne's friend hook you
Yeah.
up because
Yes, I
her
know, I
her
should.
mother-in-law like runs Vietnam.
Really?
Her mother-in-law wrote the biggest one of the biggest a movie
Really?
called When Heaven and Earth Change Places.
And it's a big movie out there.
and she has a bunch of
Okay.
orphanages over there.
Oh yes, I did hear
Vietnam,
about that.
you ever
That's
been to
really
Vietnam?
nice. I have not been to Vietnam. No.
Well, I don't know what it'll do for you,
Mhm.
only because you are Asian. But as a white guy, it changed. I always say it changed my cultural DNA
Mhm.
because I had experiences I never thought in a million years I'd have. The coolest experiences. I went into a village with a bunch of kids and I started handing out Skittles, and they had never had Skittles before. And then
Yeah.
they'd never seen a guy with a beard because
Mhm.
Vietnamese
You can't grow hair like that.
you can't grow hair like this.
Yes.
So they thought I was an animal. They thought I
Uh-huh.
was like a werewolf.
Yes.
And so it was kind of what they were saying. And so this is
Her is that?
Sandy. Oh my, her name's Sandy. That's
Yes, I
Leanne's
think-
best friend,
yes.
Sandy. That's Sandy's
It's meant to
mother-in-law,
be,
Laylee
yes.
Hayslip.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I will. Maybe I will see if we can do it because we're there for like a whole week. My husband's planning that part. I don't know what we're doing or where we're going.
So
Actually,
Leanne
surprising
knows.
me.
Leanne is dialed in.
That's
So
what she's
been
telling me.
twice.
She's been to some amazing
Let her-
places. Yeah.
She went to one place. They went canoeing, and they're like, "Hey, watch out for tigers." Leanne's like, "There's fucking tigers here." So but
Crazy.
and so we went to this village, and these kids,
I know it's like
We're,
you
like,
see
rubbing
their
their
life
hands.
and like how much, and they're happy.
they were
And they're, and just like it really grounds you, right? I think it makes you realize what you have, and you should be more appreciative of
spend
things
time on
and
a
stuff.
junk boat.
Yeah. Is
So-
that like a boat out in the middle of the?
Type in Bert Kreischer junk boat. I'm sure.
Did you eat everything too? Can you
I ate
eat like
everything.
a lot?
I ate
So
everything.
you're not shy about eating. I can't eat. I can't even eat like really high end sushi. Like I am what you call a banana. I am yellow on the outside. And
I don't
white
call
on
you
the
that.
inside. Well, I am.
I don't
That's
say
what I am. I'm sorry, but I can say that.
You can say that. You can say that.
Yes.
Well, it's funny because especially if you come from a first generation.
Mhm.
Are you first generation?
I was born in Queens,
So
right?
you're
I think
first
that
generation.
makes me first generation.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
always wrong about the terms. Yeah.
I'll say it this way, and I hope this doesn't sound insensitive, but when your
My
parents,
dad's are immigrants.
I was going to say that when your
Yes.
parents are immigrants, your family life's a little honest based on your culture and where you're from.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't say xenophobia, but like being honest with what you see when you come to this country is very valuable.
Mhm.
Oh, Sandy was telling me this, and it's like there wasn't a lot of this is a
I know
junk boat.
she was telling me a little bit about her and how her life was pretty tough when she was a kid growing up because there were not many people that looked like her.
Yeah, in
there.
Boston.
Yeah.
And it was really tough. It was
but I
really
was in
tough.
Queens and then I was in LA area. There's a lot more people that probably looked more like me, you know?
Yeah.
But also, I don't know.
That's me. Can you believe
that's
that?
That's so cool.
And
that's
so these
so
junk boats,
yes.
I think they were, want to say it was very inexpensive, but you could rent out a whole sick.
Eating anything?
I ate everything.
You have a steel stomach then? Wow.
No, but I trust that. I trust.
Okay.
I trust. I had mofongo. I had a mofongo out of an igloo cooler in Puerto Rico on the street where we also shared clams with the guy.
No, I can't. I would just, I think I'd be in big trouble.
No, you're going to be fine. But junk boats, they come with a chef.
Yes.
They come with a captain and they take you all through Halong Bay. And you can see the most amazing things, and they're humongous. Type in just junk boats so we can see what a junk boat looks like. It's those big.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can rent the whole thing out for like $1,300 a night.
Maybe we're doing that. Who knows? I mean, I've been to Thailand, and we went to like that similar kind of, I've been to some of the, like I've been to Bali, I think maybe would be closest to Vietnam, but I've just not been to,
parts of Bali are.
Yeah, like it looks like the rice paddies and stuff like that. Yeah, parts of Bali
are. It's I've been to Bali as well with Leanne.
And I feel like that also looks like Thailand and also looks like Malaysia, like they're all so similar over there, but I'm really excited to go to Vietnam.
Same, but different.
Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. It's like you see,
totally different language, first of all. So,
but you see hints of the colonizers,
right?
Like, that's the interesting thing. Like the bread in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of, isn't there a lot of French influence in Vietnam? Right? They have like
they were colonized by the French.
Right. Okay.
And so, the best sandwich I've ever had in my life, breakfast sandwich in Vietnam. The woman had like a hot dog cart. And it said breakfast sandwiches, egg sandwiches. She took like a steel bowl underneath with a sterno flame, put 2 eggs in it with a little oil. This is all in a hot dog cart. Filled it up with a little shredded pork. Just did the perfect amount of hot sauce. Cut the bun is so crispy and so light and so aerated that when the eggs went in, and they broke, they all found a home in the little nooks and crannies in this bun. And it was so good that I went back. Mm-hmm. I had it, and I went back, and we were getting on a junk boat. And I said, how many more eggs do you have? And she told me, and I said, I'll buy all of them. Can you just start making sandwiches? I want all the sandwiches you can make. You're done for the day. I'm buying you out. And then I brought them on the junk boat to my crew, and I handed them out. And I watched, my mouth's watering, tell you the story. I watched the look on their face when they took the first bite, and not one person wasn't overwhelmed by this sandwich. And those sandwiches are fucking everywhere in Vietnam. You can you'll see them. Yeah. You'll see them. And if your husband likes egg sandwiches, called? Just an egg sandwich. It's just an egg sandwich.
I'm going to get one.
They're so fucking good.
Yes. I mean, also, if you've been to like Malaysia or Singapore, they're known for their hawker centers, the food there. Well, my mom is a fantastic cook. She makes all that like laksa and satay. And yes, she's amazing. So when you come out and have a pilar cyst that you pop, we'll end the day with some like traditional Malaysian Singaporean food.
I've been to Singapore.
Yeah, you can hang out with my dad, toss some,
I'd like him to see my cast and tell me what I'm doing right and wrong. I'd be curious.
He'll be kind, but
because we were just kids in Florida learning it on our own, and just going like.
He'll show you all the stuff he's got. He's the guy that goes out there and like pumps the stomach of a fish to find out what they're eating, and then ties the fly right there. And he's like happy and whistling if he doesn't even get a single hit. And I'm the one that's pissed off, like because I'm still at that level, like I want to catch something if I'm going out there, And he's like, you have to sneak up on them because they're spooked, and you have to like do all these things with him. Like,
is your dad an only child?
No, he's got 10 kids, 10 brothers and sisters.
And what were they all doctors?
No, he was, I think, in the middle, and they were very poor. Like he didn't have any, like they just caught spiders to play with when they were kids. And his dad, I think his older brother is a dentist, but I think he may be the only physician. And one other interesting thing that I just actually found out more recently, is that I think that there were 11 kids. There were more kids. And one of I think my grandma or my grandpa, one of them the family couldn't have kids. So when they had one child, they gave one of the sons to
God.
their family to like raise them, you know? So they're all close and they're like, call themselves cousins, but they're actually not cousins.
Well, there's
So that's a cool, you
not to
know,
tell Sandy's story, Leanne's friend.
same kinds
And
of
by the way,
things.
this can be edited out if Leanne's listening and she
Yes.
doesn't like this. But there was a moment when they were all going to Boston where they didn't have enough money for Sandy. And they were like, well, we'll just leave her and she'll just stay with
How old
her
was
uncles.
she?
4 or 5.
Oh my, yeah.
I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the uncles was like, no. Well, it's like $200. I'll give you the $200. Bring her to Boston. But there was a moment where she almost
might not have not been here. You mean
she'd just be some Chinese chick in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Just
I was supposed to not live here, actually. We were supposed to go back, apparently, when after I gave birth to me, like grown up, you know, with the American, you know, citizenship, right? When they were in training. But then I think there was a lot of problems with, at that time, it was like in the early 70s, there's a lot of problems with drama going on in Singapore and Malaysia. So they're like, you know what, stay there for a while until like it calms down. And then it ended up that they stayed here because, you know, then I got into school and things like that, and my brother too. And so they just started to live here, you know?
So
not many of our family live out here.
Really?
You know, most of them live out. Some of them do. Some of my cousins live out here, but none of the other brothers or sisters on either side of my family live in America.
So where'd you go to college?
I went to UCLA.
Fucking great. Were you always good at school?
No, I wasn't super. I got a D in physics and at UCLA, and I never told my parents until they found out the grade. They were not like on me, like with like, you know, like gross. So they weren't like that super Asian, like super strict like that. Again, my parents were like, they were more. I didn't learn Chinese. Like I'm not very good. I can't speak very well at all Chinese. And then they also very into like, you know, you learn piano and violin, but we also learn different instruments. Like we all played the classical guitar. So I played that a lot when I was a kid, and
Really?
I like competed, you know, like in classical guitar, but my dad plays the ukulele. So we're very into stringed instruments. He's like really good. Like my kid too, and my brother, they have
you
like
still play the
perfect
guitar?
pitch. Yeah, I can play some, but I'm not that. I mean, if you have a guitar, we can pull something up. But
We have
like
3
I can't.
guitars.
Oh, you do? Oh, you do, right behind me.
That was
Yes.
from where Elvis got his 1st
You're
guitar.
kidding.
Yeah, with
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll see if I
hardware
can
shop.
try it. My nails are okay. Yes, you can try
We'll
it.
pull it over just so we have it. But and then we'll get there.
Right.
I am dying.
Yes.
I'm dying to know.
That's like steel string though too, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little harder for me with a steel string, but I can give it a try.
So
Sure.
it takes you a while to get out of med school, right?
Yes, I took the 5-year plan at UCLA. It took me a while to graduate, and because I would like to say it's because I was kind of goofing off and not really applying myself. And I just feel like I like sort of matured later. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I actually, when I went to medical school, I was like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, sure, I'll apply to medical school because what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
You know? And so that's what happened. I went to medical school in the East Coast in Philly. And then
Where?
at
Drexel?
Hahnemann. It's now Drexel,
Yeah.
actually. And then I went and did my residency in Illinois, in Springfield, Illinois,
Really?
like next to a cornfield. And then I did a fellowship down in San Diego. So by the time I was 33, I finished. And then I came back to Upland and I was like, I'm ready to join the practice. And my dad's like, good, I'm out of here because I've been waiting for you for too long.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I'm done. So he pretty much quit the day that I started. But that was fine because he's close by. Like I can get advice. But he was, you know, he stayed along for a while because he was waiting for me. He retired early. I think he was in his early 60s when he retired. But he was done. He was just ready to like, you know, play the ukulele and fly fish and now he makes all this stuff out of wood, which I'm excited to do. Like I do feel like I'm a lot like him because I can't wait to like do the same kind of thing.
You can't wait to retire?
I can't wait. Well, I can't wait to do like a lot of the activities, like the kind of crafting I want to say, like building something, but I just don't have the time right now, you know?
Yeah. Your hours. What do your work hours look like?
I see patients 2 days a week, but we got all this other stuff, you know, the show.
So I want to get, I would love to, because out of all the things that I love that you do, the one thing I connect with you on is the television side, because that's what I did for so long. But to watch someone come from their authentic self and play their authentic self on television, I know what it's like to get lost. I don't know the right way to say this, but I created all my chaos. I mean, I'm a comedian.
Right.
I knew that I didn't want there to be a difference with who I am on stage and off stage. I've blurred those lines. It's gotten confusing for my family. It's gotten confusing for me. I mean, definitely. But I can't imagine what it's like to be just Dr. Sandra Lee. I'm curious about the journey, but I'm curious about the internal struggles that a smart person, like a doctor's a smart person, would have with watching fame overwhelm sometimes even what you do.
Yeah, I could probably get a lot of advice from you because this is all new to me. Like this is literally
When did
happened.
this happen? When did this happen?
The show I think was in 2017, but the pimple popping happened 2015, 14, a little end of the 14.
So what happened? You put one video on YouTube?
Exactly. On Instagram. I just posted something on Instagram. I had been doing a little bit of the doctors, like that television talk show, so I had a little bit of experience just talking in front of audiences. Was there a part of you that was drawn to be in front of the camera? Not directly, but there's something that's I'm drawn to, like doing something if somebody says that they don't think I can, or it's something challenging to you that you're like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I want to try this. Other people would love to do this. They would kill to do this. So I'm going to try. That's probably why I also went into dermatology, because like that's a really hard specialty to get into.
I'm looking at your Instagram right now. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Dr. Pimple Popper, Instagram. I think I started way back in end of 2014. You're not going to be able to scroll that far. It takes like forever.
It'll take forever. That's when I started, I think.
But that was when I posted one and people were like going nuts over it. And I was like, what is going on with people? Why are they acting like this?
Really?
And then I posted another one. It's like I saw that there was something there. Like, because it was still no doctors were on Instagram, and so you didn't really see this. It was all like food blogs or travel or makeup and things like that, right? And so
it's amazing how Instagram's changed.
Right.
I used to not put things I did on Instagram from Travel Channel because I felt like it was alienating. And then I realized one day someone's like, "No, I can't go on vacation. I want to see your I want to see where you are because I wish I could go there."
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's
I do think it gives you a piece of another person's world. They can't see. They didn't know we popped things like this, right? That one might be my personal one. Like, oh no, it's Dr. Pimple Popper. As long as it's, I think this is Dr. Sandra Lee. There's a Dr. Pimple Popper too, which is all pops. Yeah, that's me like being the the TV thing. That's like to show, because there's some people that follow me that don't really like pimple popping, or you know what I mean, like as a physician. Well, you can't scroll down. Like you can't just see all this stuff all day. That's like, some people can't. They're not going to follow me. Even my best friends, they won't necessarily do that.
What is that on a black dude? What's that on a black dude?
That is probably a steer. Those are those in the back. That buckshot that you have. Yes.
And then you got to numb them up first.
Yes. And I do the little bait, the little jiggle there. But anyway, so I posted these things and it just like went crazy. And I was like, what is going on? So I just started to post another one and it just grew from there.
Is there a hair inside there?
No, but I have removed a cyst. There's one cyst on the head that I took out and it was just a bunch of rolled up hair. It was crazy.
I had one of those. I had a hole on my back. I'll show it to you. I'm going to show you.
God, you're like a treasure trove of viral videos that you should be accessing.
It's right here. And I used to live with two lesbians, and they loved picking at each other. And then one day someone was like, "Hey, what's this on your back?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I was sitting on the couch. They were both sitting like I say monkey style, like kind of squatted behind me. And they were like that, squeezing it. And then all of a sudden I heard both of them just, oh! And they're like, get tweezers. And they pulled a long hair out of my back.
God, they should have taken a video of this.
We didn't even have videos back then. We didn't even have videos back then. So you posted on your Instagram.
Yeah.
It starts blowing up.
Yeah, and then what happened is I was like, what is going on? What are the, so I started to, so like, I'm going to put a video on YouTube. And when I did that and they asked you to do hashtags, I put in blackheads and all these other videos came up. I was like, what is going on? Why are these people, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so then I did a little deep dive and I went and I found out that there was I didn't know, I knew what Reddit was, but I never used it. Like I just knew, I had heard the name.
Yeah.
And I discovered that there was a popping community. Have you ever been on there? The subreddit
I've
popping?
never been on Reddit. I went to Reddit and did an Ask Me Anything on Reddit. Reddit fucking terrifies me.
Yeah.
Because the things that you don't want to hear about yourself are definitely being said out loud on Reddit.
Yes. They're talking about everybody. Yes. But so what happened? But back then, though, it was this, people were just in this group of 30,000 people around the world sharing popping videos, okay? But that would be like of themselves, like you would submit your 17-year-old or in the car, in the backseat, in the station wagon, like popping and squirting on a mirror or something. They were just sending, and it would be like somebody at the beach, like using paper towels and no gloves and dogs barking. And so it was like, it was like disgusting to me because I was like, how can you do that, right?
Disgusting. Are you kidding
yeah,
me?
but it was like
I'm
they're
getting aroused. Keep going.
And
Walk
they
me
were
through
like
it. Paper
not numb, and they were just screaming. And so I was like, this is like crazy. And I just thought also like I could be their queen because I have these people walking in my door, right?
This
I
is
could
all
create
you do
something
every day.
and it calm, and it's very like, I didn't realize then, but my voice can be like very ASMR and soothing because I calm people down while I'm doing it. And they just like, and so I submitted, and I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to talk on, I didn't realize, I guess I kind of figured out that you had to make up a name because nobody had their real name. So I was like, okay, I got to think of a name. I'm just going to do I'm going to do Dr. Pimple Popper MD. And it was taken or something. It was taken on Instagram. So I said, I'm going to do Dr. Pimple Popper. And so I just named myself that. But then I was like, watch me do this, like it was myself. And so people very quickly were like, wait a minute, are you posting? But is this actually you? And I was like, yeah, I'm a doctor. And then they were like, oh, let me show you how to do this right. They were like essentially teaching me. They like were grooming me to like be able to like show them videos that they like. They're like, you should do one like this. And like, make sure you get a good cyst and show it up close right then and like slow it down or whatever it was. So I was like, okay, sure. I mean, I got it right here. So I was doing that at night, like under like the blanket at home. And my husband was like yelling. He's like, turn off the freaking phone and get off your laptop. But I was like, whatever, because I wasn't telling him that I was doing it at first, because I was like, he's going to think I'm an idiot, And I was, I did it, and I think I monetized it because back then you could it was like free world there, and you were getting legit like paid for, like whatever, 1 penny, 1,000 views, and I was getting like a lot of views. Like the first month I think I did it, I got like $80 or something, and the next month it was like 800.
Really?
And that's when I told my husband, I was like, hey, I actually posted a video on YouTube, and we were making some money off of this. And he was like, oh, okay, then it's okay that you do this in the middle of the night. Like he was like, okay, that makes it okay, because he was also thinking it was idiotic. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
So both my husband and my dad, my husband and my dad both thought, what are you doing? That's like the dumbest thing ever.
This episode is brought to you by Bird Dogs. Bird Dogs make you look good. Bird Dog stretch khakis are designed to fit slimmer through the thigh and leg, giving you the truly sculpted look. Go online. Go online right now. I want you to do this. Go on your Instagram and check out Hot Dudes. Every hot dude this summer has a tight look around his thigh. That is the freaking look. I'm telling you right now, that makes you look jacked. If a dude with jacked legs looks jacked across the board, and Bird Dog shorts do the exact same thing as Lululemon's, but fit way better. I freaking hate regular shorts that are made of stiff, restricting cotton. I got a pair. Leanne got me a pair with Savannah, and I wore them out to lunch, and I swear to God, I could feel them just splitting me down the center. Bird Dog fixes this issue by inventing a cloud knit fabric that looks just like khakis, but stretches so you get a way slimmer fit without having to sacrifice movement. And they also use this anti-stink sweat wicking fabric that keeps you cool and dry all day long. And trust me when I say this, from a dude who sweats a lot, that will build up and it will stink, but that does not happen in my Bird Dogs. Do yourself a favor. Do what I do. Go to birddogs.com/Bert or enter the promo code BERT for a free Yeti-style tumbler with your order. That's birddogs.com/Bert or use the promo code BERT for a free Yeti-style tumbler. You won't want to take your Bird Dogs off. We promise you. Well, you probably will want to take them off at the end of the night with some chicks like, oh, how hot are your thighs? And you go, yeah, thanks, Bird Dogs. We are supported by Wondery's new podcast, Don't Panic. I am telling you, as a dude who bathes in panic every single morning, this is the podcast you want. Do you spend sleepless nights worrying about being submerged in quicksand? Google Bert Kreischer quicksand. Do you spend sleepless nights worrying about getting attacked by an unrelenting swarm of killer bees? Ask my daughter Isla. That's all she thinks about. Or how do you outswim an angry giant shark? And I've been in that situation. I'm here to tell you, stop worrying and let Anthony Atamanik an anxious, overly informed comedian be your guide to solving the most worrisome what-ifs. Don't Panic, a new comedy podcast from Wondery, leans into your most absurd anxieties and diffuses them with humor and actual advice for how to deal should you find yourself facing your fears. You'll laugh, you'll learn, and possibly sweat profusely. Enjoy Don't Panic on the Wondery app or wherever you can get your podcasts. You can listen to Don't Panic early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. I highly suggest getting rid of the ads on those. I do that on all these ones that they offer it, and I absolutely love it because you can deep dive these podcasts and lay in bed and listen for hours. You can listen to Don't Panic early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. So when does TLC come knocking?
So then, so I grew that. We have, what is crazy about YouTube is the number of views. It's very different than I think the average person on YouTube because people will watch my videos over and over again.
Oh.
Right? It's not like you watch.
I watch. I have.
You don't do that with many other places. You watch a new video that they put up, but you don't go back to the classics necessarily and watch them over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like 5.5 billion views, we got a ton of views.
And are they monetized on YouTube?
No, they then the apocalypse took over. I mean, some of them are, but they then started to take them away because now they consider them gross and disgusting and shock value.
It's medical.
I'm trying.
I have an idea. Hang on,
That's
I have an idea
all the time.
Don't let me forget. Mm-hmm. Don't let me forget. Type in ear cleaning.
Yes.
Hang on.
Do you have one of those cameras?
No. Oh, yeah, I do actually.
Okay, yes.
Hold on. I feel like I'm at a buffet with you because there's so much I want to talk about.
Bot flies. We got to talk about bot flies too. Okay.
Do you know what bot flies are?
Yeah. Are you sure you want to Google that? I don't know if you want to.
A mosquito bites you and it lays an egg, and then this egg will.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, hang on. Let's go
getting
one
ahead
at a time,
of ourselves.
guys.
Yes.
So hang on. Go back to.
Yeah, that's a
this is a bot fly. Let me explain to you bot flies. Let me tell you, bot fly extractions are one of the sexiest things you've ever seen in your entire fucking life. I don't call them that. I don't think so. But okay. I would argue that if I ever go to the tropics, I would want to be bit by a bot fly so I can have a bot fly extraction. Hear me out. This is what happens. Bot fly bites you. It plants its larva. The larva then is inside of you. The larva needs to breathe. And it needs, so it comes out of your skin to breathe and shit out the stuff it's eating inside you. So it looks like pus. A lot of people don't know what it is until they see the bot fly.
It looks like a maggot.
So it looks like a maggot. Now here's how you get rid of a bot fly.
There you go.
You have to suffocate him. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
In the lip.
In the lip.
So you cover it with like Aquaphor, or like you cover it with like some oil so that it can't breathe and it will come to the surface.
It comes to the surface, and then when it comes to the surface,
you
grab it.
It can be very relieving.
And you gotta pull it out slowly, and then you got this hole. Look at the hole, baby.
Yeah.
Fucking the hole, baby. That was in his fucking lip.
I know.
That was in his fucking lip.
Gross.
I could only be so lucky.
No.
Bot fly. If I got a bot fly, I got to be honest with you. I watch so many bot fly extractions because what they do down there is they just put duct tape over it.
Yeah.
And then they let it sit there for a week, and then they take the duct tape off. And when they take the duct tape off, the bot fly's like, and that's when you grab it, but you got to pull it slow. You don't want to break it in half.
You got to grip it.
Yes. Oh, you got to grip it and rip it.
Yes.
Fuck. I want to be your apprentice.
That's what I said. I think most bot flies happen in other countries. So it's not like we'll have to travel to another country to do that.
Find someone that has a bot fly.
You'd have to have someone that recently traveled to another country. Yes.
Oh, well, that's
in the scalp.
inside his hair.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, and then have you seen these poor kids? Sometimes these young kids or animals that have like a bunch of bot. Yeah. It's like teeming with bot flies. Yes. Have you ever moved a tick? Like, because you're in Florida, you get ticks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not that impressive.
I don't really care about ticks.
Okay. Because they don't move very fast.
I've seen a dog that was covered in bot flies.
That's bad.
This is crazy. It's crazy what it does to my brain because it's almost like a soothingness.
Yeah. It's like a release, right?
So now, this is what I was going to say to you.
Uh-huh.
Vietnamese ear cleaning.
Oh, did you do that?
I did it.
Wait, is that not the candle one? But they have all these instruments, and the dude sits on the corner of the street, and like, I don't know if I can do that. Do you have waxy ear? You know, some people have like, I don't.
Ears.
Yeah, like it's not like that you build up, but some people build up some stuff.
So I took these two. This is one of my TV shows for Travel Channel. I would take two people on adventures of a lifetime, and I would take them places. Go backwards just a titch.
Let's do a travel chat. Let's do an episode together.
Oh, I don't do Travel Channel anymore.
Well, let's do our own episode.
I would love.
Let's go
to do
travel and
you.
do something like that.
So what they do is they do haircuts, shaves, and ear cleanings on the side of the road in Vietnam. And you can get a straight razor shave on the side of the road in Vietnam. But more importantly, they do ear cleanings. So what they do is they take these instruments and they go into their ears and they clean out your ears, and then they shave the inside of your ears.
Okay.
They shave the hair out of the inside of your ears.
How do they do that?
With
They
a
have
little
a
tiny
little
razor blade.
Okay.
And so
that's a lot of trust.
But wait, they go so deep.
Yeah.
So deep.
Yeah.
But look at this. So this is one of the guys I took. He's from Cleveland. He's a kid. And he goes
Poor
in his
guy.
ear. He goes in his ear. And then wait, do you see what they pull out? Okay?
No.
Wait, do you see this? They're going in with a needle. And then
like a little pick.
Look at this.
Look at you. You're so excited.
Because you know this is my fucking jam. It's a Tootsie Roll. Look at this. Look at this.
Look, he's got to show it to everybody.
I showed it to everyone. It was my one of my favorite things I've ever done on television. They were pulling out Tootsie Rolls of wax out of his ears.
Disgusting. I can't.
Disgusting. Or the sexiest thing I've ever seen in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then the kid could hear. His ears were so clogged up, he didn't know he couldn't hear.
Has he? Yeah. So yours is clean though. They're like, I can't get anything out of
Go
yours.
to mine.
Yours is boring, huh?
They go to mine. Go to mine is right there. I wanted this so badly. I wanted him to get in there. I wanted him to find something, and he just clean in, and he'd be like, it's nothing.
Yeah, I think mine are. But look at him. He's like, does he want to do it again, or is he like never again?
He loved it. And by the way, I would argue, I wish we could do that in the States. One of the videos I'd get into is there's a video, not oncologist, ear, nose, and throat doctor.
They'll do those lavages,
cleans out his mom's ear. And there was so much wax that came out of it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of wax like that. But have you seen those videos where like a cockroach or a cricket comes out of people's ear? Have you seen those? You have.
Sandy's husband.
No.
Sandy's husband.
That's like a big fear of mine.
Got his ears cleaned.
A spider or
and they
something
pulled
goes
a
in
dead
there.
cockroach out of his ear.
I mean, because you can hear that thing whistle, like, yes.
Oh my God. You like
I couldn't even. One of my friends, the only closest I got to that was one of my friends that lived in an apartment in New York. She like turned on her hair dryer to get ready to blow dry her hair, and it flew out of the blow dryer and hit her in the face.
For real?
Since then, like I turned my blow dryer on and I
grew up in Florida.
faced it the wrong way.
We had cockroaches everywhere.
Yeah,
we had them everywhere. They literally crawling. I remember one time looking at the ceiling as a kid, laying in bed, going, "I wonder what that is," and it dropped and landed on my chest. I had a hard time sleeping by myself for a very long time after that. Oh, I had a really hard time.
Cockroaches are disgusting.
I was in Tanzania. And I got in bed and there was a millipede curled up under my pillow, and I went, "Yeah, I guess I'm not sleeping tonight."
See, I can't handle the bugs.
I'm not a
like
bug
that.
guy. I'm not a bug guy.
My parents took me on one of those houseboat, I don't know what they're called, but not houseboat, in Malaysia, where you were like in a jungle and they filled up a dam and they found all these tigers and all just something similar to like where you were in Vietnam. And we went on this houseboat to go fly fishing for this prehistoric fish that had like two eyes, like I don't even know where. Like I remember when one came in, I was like, I'm not touching that fish. Like you guys can do with it whatever you want. But we were living on a boat like that out in the middle jungle. And you would sit there at like breakfast and a giant rhinoceros beetle would come and fly and land like on your table, or you'd go to your room and there'd be a giant moth that is the same color as the bamboo on the door. Like it was crazy. I'm sure you had those experiences on Travel Channel. It's like nuts.
I was at Travel Channel for I think 8 years.
Wow, really? So you got to go to a lot of different places.
I traveled around the world.
How did you get to that as a comedian? Because that was part of it. You would be telling jokes to people and. So you were serious? Like, were you more?
No,
actually, you were going to tell me about that. I wanted to hear about you were saying how you had to be a different person in the beginning. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
So backstory, I did a show called Hurt Bert back in the day when I was a kid, younger. It was like passed around. Everyone liked it, but it was before they knew what to do with clips that were only 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
There's no such thing as YouTube then.
Right.
So, and they were like, it needed a 22-minute arc if you're going to tell a story for television. And so I ended up doing that. And then I did a pilot called Cinderella Story where I go and I try to do a competition with no training whatsoever to see if I could come from out of nowhere and be the Cinderella Story. And I ended up like coming in second place. And so like between those two clips, I started getting passed around production companies, and production companies would be like, this guy, I don't like this show, but I like this guy.
Right.
And then this company called Sharp Entertainment, who does Man vs. Food, hit me up and they said, we got this show called Bert the Conqueror, or it's called The Conqueror. We want you to ride roller coasters, do dangerous rides, skydive, jump off buildings.
So you do all these crazy things?
I don't.
Oh, gosh.
I don't, and that's why I think it was interesting is that I'm not into that shit.
Okay.
And so I was scared.
Yeah.
So you were seeing a person really having scared. Real emotions for it.
But you were willing to try to do it. I don't know if
I have impulse problems. So if you tell me right now, if you're like, hey, I want to go to there's a big botfly convention in Venezuela and that I'm talking at. Would you like to come down and extract botflies? I right now would say yes. And I'd book the ticket. And then the day before we left, I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And so I do that a lot.
Okay.
And so
you don't think it through necessarily.
I do not think it through.
Yes.
And so I ended up doing the show Bert the Conqueror, went 2 seasons, it did really well, and then new regime comes in. They don't like Bert the Conqueror because it's not their show. So if it succeeds, it's not there's no victory for them. But I seem to be doing well for the network. So they plug me into this, they sign me to a deal, and I do 4 years of this show called Trip Flip. That was the one you saw, where I took 2 people on adventures of a lifetime. I did a bunch of pilots in between for them. I'd do whatever pilot they wanted me to do. I'd host specials. I'd host web series for them. I did a ton of stuff. I worked for that network for roughly 7-8 years.
Wow.
And then I got let go because new change of regime.
Right.
Didn't see a place for me in the thing, and I was really done riding roller coasters, and so I say respectfully parted ways. Although at the time I would have done anything to stay on the network, so I needed the money. And then I created my own real career, the career I have now.
The one you're meant to be in, really.
The one I was never meant to be on Travel Channel. I was never meant to be. I was meant to because I learned a great deal. It's the reason we have this company now. It's the reason that it's definitely the reason. The reason I am where I am is because of that. You can never take away from that. But me working on Travel Channel was like a stripper. It was good money. It was a lot of fun. But I had no future. Selling
your soul a little bit, you felt like, or something like that? No,
I would think. You know, it's so funny. I never felt like that, even when I was genuinely selling my soul. I'm a company guy. Like I'm a company guy. I want everyone to be happy. I want to do right by everyone. I'm very appreciative for a paycheck. So like I'll do whatever you need out of me, and and I'll go a little above and beyond to let you know that's how appreciative I am.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. Yeah. I'm curious because I know the business.
Right.
And I know when they come to talent like you, I know the deals they present, and I know how big your show is. But I'd be curious, like, what production company came to you? Was it the people at TLC? And then what was the first thing? Let's do a pilot, or was it let's do a series? Like, take me through the weeds of it. Sure. Because that's where I'm always
and you
interested.
could always give me advice along the way too, because like
now there are people at TLC shitting their fucking pants, going, hold on one second. Get her out of the goddamn room. This guy's toxic. This isn't what we need. He's saying television's going away. He's going to tell her she can do this all on her own in a podcast and make 10 times the money per episode. Don't get this guy. Get this fucking guy. She can have an internet show on fucking your mom's house. And
I know. And I guess it also comes down to I am very careful about what I say publicly, because I am very appreciative of what they're doing for me.
They did. Well, first of all, I'm joking, TLC.
Yes.
If you're listening, I'm joking. But what they did do is they gave you a huge platform. TLC is way different than Travel Channel.
Yeah.
TLC has always been, it's bigger than DIY, than HGTV, than food, than cooking. It's bigger than all of them.
Well, now too, Warner Brother Discovery.
Right now they're like, we cannot lose her.
Yeah. Oh well, I hope so. But also I will say in a nutshell, like when you were talking about things, that I am very protective of what I do, mainly because, and I think it had a lot to do with the fact that this happened like 10 years already into my career as a dermatologist. I feel like I was already older to realize what is important with my patients and how to protect them. So there's certainly a level of that I don't think I show my whole self to the world, which would be fun for me too. But I feel like I don't want to make in any way make a fool of my patients. I don't want people to not trust me as a physician, as a surgeon. And I also have it was really hard. Actually, when they were production companies were already pursuing me, I was not very interested because I already had a YouTube channel. I had social media. I really thought TV was not the way to go. Who am I attracting? I already have the ideal demo that you want. The women in their 20s to their 40s or whatever. That's the ideal advertising demo or whatever.
And technically, you had to see this as, when you look at, like, say, Bobby Flay, who puts on a cooking show, he then opens a restaurant so that he can capitalize on his cooking show. This has got to be driving business to your practice.
Yes.
And you've got to be thinking very linearly, like, I just would love to have a fantastic practice. I don't have to worry about paying the bills at the end of the month.
Right. Well, and when the beginning like that, because of before like everything went down on YouTube where they were taking away your views, I was like, it was like making money while you're sleeping there, because like I was just videos of people. It's not like I had to make up content. Yeah. I didn't have to create it. It was there. Walked in my door.
Every day
I could post a video.
Day you got 5 videos.
And I would get like millions of views. So it was like amazing. I was like, oh, I could do this. Like, this is fine, But then they came over and they said, hey, would you be interested in making something?
Who was this? Is this a
couple
company?
Production companies did, yes.
A couple different ones?
Yes, different ones, yes.
And
then I would go to their office and I didn't know what was going on. They would sit me down and they'd do the...
LA based?
They're all LA based.
Where's TLC? Is that LA based or is that Maryland?
They're Maryland, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And so they and I might not get all the details totally correct because I was new to this. I mean, this is
and by the way, I want you to know, just so you know, anything you don't want in here, we can take out.
Yeah.
So if we do this and then you get home, you're like, I wish I hadn't said that. We can take anything out.
Thank you. I appreciate
anything
that.
out.
I really appreciate
my job is this is never,
which is again why I like things when you have control over them, right?
Well, let me tell you, this is I'm not the gotcha kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I want everyone that comes here and does the podcast to leave and go, that was fun as fuck. I'd love to do that again. And
I'm also the same way. I don't do that to people, you know what I mean? So I get it.
You don't strike me as someone who would come in, someone would walk into your office and you'd be like, quick cameras, look at this fucking, If you ever get fired from TLC, I want you to know, I will match whatever they're paying you, and I will match the production, and I will do it on my own as a love project.
Aww,
and only because I would love to see the outtakes of the stuff we can't use.
Right.
All the stuff where they're like, we can't use that. And I'm like, that's what I want to see. That's the good, the sweet stuff.
I mean, ideally, what I would like to do is like really create something that I can be myself, but still talk about this stuff, and I don't have to do. I could show people the crazy side of like dermatology or the world.
Can I pitch you a show?
Yes.
Ping pong. Just want you to know, I want to be attached as a producer only so I can watch. I want to. I'll travel with you.
Yes.
I want you to travel the world.
Yes.
And solve dermatology. You know what I mean?
Right.
Problems for in remote areas.
We'll go to the botfly capital. And we'll get to see like the botfly center, and you come with me, and we tell this story.
We're going to Sierra Leone.
Yes,
and that we've all these things that are happening to children and adults around the world. Mm-hmm. You travel around, you get to be yourself. You have maybe bring a couple girlfriends.
Yeah,
little cocktail. Yeah. The husband meets up with you, surprises you all of a sudden. But you go around the world and you travel and you solve these problems.
Right. That would be amazing, because I mean, it's really hard for me, the pressure that is involved with me. I'm the one that these people travel to me from like around the world, that they feel like I'm the only answer.
If I had known you were in Upland, I would have driven my wife out in a fucking heartbeat.
It's stressful. It's stressful to do that. I feel bad that they come this far. And I also feel like sometimes I can't help them, and you like their last resort in their mind, and they're paying money to see you, and then you're like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? It's not, so you always have to make sure that they feel special, and that I can do everything that I can to help them. I will tell you the best thing about being this is that we get like 5-year-olds that come to my office that want to meet me on their spring break or on their birthday to just instead of Disneyland, which is down the way, they come to see me. That's
awesome.
Nuts.
It's awesome what you provide. I need only because sometimes I forget what I provide.
Mm-hmm.
Pete and I had a really cool interaction with a dude today right by the gate who you forget that is also part of your service. And it was just his buddy was going through something and he saw this and it really helped him. And it's exactly what he needed at that moment. Well, not only do you provide actual medical help to people in need of it, which is the greatest thing you can ever give anyone, is peace of mind and health. Mm-hmm. To know that the thing they have isn't going to kill them and that you can remove it and make them feel normal. A lot of the times, making someone just not stand out and feel normal is so valuable.
Yeah,
but my sister, hold on, she's going to freak out. Hey, I'm on the phone. I'm doing a podcast with Dr. Pimple Popper right now.
No.
Hi.
I swear to God, Cots.
Oh my God.
How do you love Pimple Popper too?
Yeah, she's here right now. We're talking about fucking.
How are you?
You look good, girl.
Me? Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do your job. I've seen some of the things you've cut out of necks. Oh Lord.
Well, we're trying to negotiate for Bert to go jump in a big vat of lard so we can have him grow something.
Dilated pore so bad.
Yes.
Oh, I'm wondering if I have something on my face.
Oh.
Run over, God.
Yes.
What are you doing tonight? Do you have to work?
I was going to say, no, I'm taking the night off. This is my only night I have off until next Thursday. So we're ordering pizza over here if you want to come over.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to eat an edible and come over.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Love you. Bye.
That's
she's
so
a
nice
big
to have
fan
your
too.
family around you. That's really great.
Yeah. I got really lucky. I got really cool sisters.
That's nice.
And my daughters are pretty cool too.
Yes, they are. One daughter. I'm sure they both are. Your wife told me about the story how your older daughter surprised her on Mother's Day.
Wait, when did you do you just recently did a podcast?
Yeah, just like a few weeks, right after Mother's Day, I think.
Oh, for real?
Or maybe it wasn't right after, but it was after it. So
yeah, must have been.
Yes.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is you provide a medical service. Like the littlest thing is when you have something on your face and you're like I just want that gone. Like I have sun damage. Or
it comes to the extent on the show that they can't even walk out their door. You can't.
A lot of the people that come to you,
right, and
are
that's
dealing with that.
Right, it's crazy.
I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm cutting you off. I keep talking.
No,
I'm sorry.
But the other thing you provide is life can bog you down, and you can get caught up in your problems and what's going on in your life, and you can forget what's important. And what's always important is family. And what you've done for me is me and my girls and my wife had moments where we all sit in the room and Leanne has got the weak stuff. She's like, oh, I don't want to watch this. And then all of a sudden we get this fun family moment of Isla and I going, back it up. And George is like, what's wrong with you guys? But you're not thinking about bills.
Right.
You're not thinking about tours and ticket price. You're not thinking about anything. You're present with your family in like a therapeutic moment. That's what you've given.
But that's exactly what you do too. You make people forget where they are going, their troubles in their life.
If I could heal people too, are you kidding me? If I could pull out dilated pores?
Well, maybe we can do both in Sierra Leone, right? You could tell some jokes and we could you could tell a story while we're pulling out bot flies. That'd be like genius.
Let me tell you something. Once again, I'm talking to ping pong. If you think David Blaine making black dudes in parks lose their mind over magic tricks is good television, wait till you see Sandra pulling out bot flies and me in a fucking delta, in a river delta going, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! We got it! Like I will.
Yes, I think that would be fantastic. Because I will promise I will stay calm and have a steady hand even though you're screaming around me.
Oh my God.
Creating bedlam.
Oh my God.
That'd be such a great back and forth like that. But yeah, it's just been, it's been a crazy trip. And I'm so lucky. I remember my husband told me once, because one time I went to an agency and we were being recruited, I went into one of those places like Entourage.
You have an agent?
Yes, we do. I'm with UTA.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Are we together?
Fuck yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
Who are you with?
I have Josh Levenbrown. I think he does mainly like the reality stuff. But
Yeah.
again, I don't know.
I used to be.
I don't know.
They used to do all my reality stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So anyway, like I went there and I was
They used
so
to do
stressed
Adam Richmond
out.
too.
Oh yes.
Man versus Food. Yeah.
But I remember I came out, I was like complaining a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what we're doing. Like, what is this? Like, I went into this place and it looked like Entourage. Like, what am I doing here? And he's like, you know what? You're so lucky that you have a job that you enjoy and that you've been doing it for 10 years. And then you get to pivot and do your job, but in a different way. Like, it's still the same job. I didn't change something. It's still the same thing. It's just amplified, you know? And like, that's pretty cool. Like a lot of other people would love to do something like that. And I was like, damn, you're right. But, you know, I'm still going to complain, but like, you're right. You know, I get to do this and show the world this. But again, like, it's just this responsibility that I probably put on myself, but I'm very like protective of it, you know, because I feel like at any moment, like a shoe could drop and then you're in trouble,
But
right?
yeah, well, now you're not in trouble. But I mean, look, you're not doing anything to get yourself in trouble.
I hope not.
I had a lot of friends in trouble. You're not doing yourself anything to get yourself in trouble.
Well, if I go to more Fish concert, right, maybe I get myself in trouble.
Listen,
like that.
if
That's
they
maybe not
find
the same.
out-
I'm a puss, okay?
If they
I'm like
find
so
out that
straight
Dr.
laced.
Pimple Popper eats mushrooms, I think everyone's gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, that's my fucking chick."
Right,
Listen,
right.
don't. You're
I
not
don't know if that's good.
I'm a ride or die. I got your back. You can. You can.
Okay.
I'm with you. I am there. And what's cool, it seems, about you is that you do give me this vibe of, if it all went away tomorrow, you'd be like, yeah, I'll just go back to being a awesome dermatologist.
Well, I mean, I'll be a dermatologist. I don't know how awesome I'll try to be, but like, you know, it certainly has made me tired too, you know, because there's a lot of more stuff that I did not. I mean, dermatology is supposed to be easy. I'm supposed to just go home and go on, you know, like pop some pimples and freeze some warts. And now I'm doing this basketball-sized lipoma on somebody or some giant, you know, cantaloupes hanging off their nose and stuff like that. What happened to that dude with
the thing on his nose?
He got him fixed. He got him fixed with, I brought him to an ENT who did this under plastic surgery. He looks amazing now.
Do you have a picture of him?
Yeah. His name is Roger from the show Giant Rhinophyma.
Yeah.
With Dr. Osborne and Hamilton too. So Rhinophyma with Dr. Lee and probably...
Rhinophyma. Go ahead, Rahulson.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Oh, yeah. Yes. There he is. There he is after too. But like, yes. And he had there he is before. You see him?
Yeah, I remember that.
They love the flies. They like to wait outside until you get flies growing.
Is that him now?
No, that's him. That was him before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not him now, but that's him now. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Or even, he looks even better now, I think. So, but yeah, he can't leave the house. How do you leave the house like that? How do you even go to the store? How do you
you're giving someone a second life.
Yeah, I feel really lucky to be part of it, but it's like, that is not what I was planning on doing as a dermatologist, ever.
No.
That's never what I was planning on doing.
Yeah.
I just happened to be lucky enough to be more on the surgery side of it. You know, I'm not just, you know, so that's just what happened. But it, you know, it's nuts. But, you know, it's just the way it is, I guess. And I feel really lucky to do this stuff. I feel really lucky. And again, yeah, you're right. If it goes away, I'll be sad, you know, because there's some great things about it. But like, and I get to meet like people like you and, you know, the amazing experiences that you get that you never would have had. But I still have a day job, you know. That's also my power, you know.
You got the it's like the dangerous elixir of having a job that gives you so many perks and benefits. You start worrying about making sure you do the right thing to have it. As Travel Channel was that for me, the movie was that for me, and then the podcast and everything is, and stand up is like, for me is like, it's not that it's not going where. Obviously, everything can end. Mm-hmm. But I remember when I worked at Travel Channel thinking, I wish I just had like a regular job, because I feel like I can't shut my brain off, and I'm thinking about this nonstop, and I'm working way more than I ever thought I'd work. And I looked at a guy one time building a fence, and I thought, that must be nice. He just goes home and goes, well, he gets done, and he's like, it's 5 o'clock, I'm out. Anyone want a cold beer? And then he has a couple cold beers, and he gets in bed with his wife, and he goes, I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to get up early tomorrow and have some coffee, make breakfast for the kids. And he's not thinking about that fence at all. Mm-hmm. That fence is out of his mind. We are in the weird place where you're forced a little bit to think about everything else and push harder to see where it goes. What ideally, I mean, and speak very candidly, and sky's the limit. What if I could say in 5 years, you will be ... every day, and meaning like I'll do mine for you.
Okay.
So just to keep you up to speed with my career, I'm touring right now. I'm doing arenas. I have a movie that's out. I have a couple projects that are lined up. I'm touring pretty aggressively. But in 5 years, if I could be touring 6 months a year, doing a movie and doing a movie every now and then, and having a nice solid series on Netflix, I'd be happy. I'd be the happiest guy in the world.
That's a lot of work too.
Well, still a lot of work. I like to work though.
Yes. Okay.
So like, what would you ideally in 5 years? What would you love to happen to your career? And you could be like, I would love to host New Year's Eve with Andy Cohen. I would love to.
I don't think
I'd love to have my own talk show, my own morning, afternoon talk show like Oprah. I would love to be doing exactly what I'm doing, but on a larger level, or doing a travel show with it. I'd love to be doing live concerts where people come on and I
did want to do that for a while. I wanted to make it very Gallagher, like in the front row, you had to have plastic on you so that like, cause you could get sprayed by things. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes, it would be amazing. It would be amazing.
Yes, that's what I want to do. But that was before COVID. I think, I don't know. Like I could also easily just start making butcher blocks for everybody out of wood. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? I could just be like, I just like to do things with my hands and like just be happy and just, I don't know, like, but I am motivated to, obviously do things that I feel like, other people haven't done or something like that. But I don't think I've thought about what I would want. I would love to do a travel show. I'd love to do something where it's not me that's doing the heavy labor, but that I could show people how amazing dermatology is or medicine and what amazing things that other people do. That would be just so, like there's so many stories that you can tell there and so many different things in the world. People do crazy things for cosmetic reasons. They they break their jaw and people color their eyes different colors by injecting it into, there are crazy things that other cultures do, like just for beauty's sake too.
I would love to see you traveling the world. Really like in a Bourdain kind of way, but as a doctor.
And we talked, yes.
And going in and helping people. And I'm sure you could do the research in that. Like I remember that one of the big things on TLC was the dude with the tree hands.
Yes, yeah.
He was like a big deal. And there are guys like that everywhere.
Yes.
And there are people that don't have fucking medicine to cure very simple things.
Right. Yes. And that's amazing too. Like like there's a lot of like Doctors Without Borders and people who do, that'd be great to like see that kind of thing or show that to the world.
Shout out to Frances Yang.
There's another one.
Frances Yang. It's our pediatrician.
Oh yeah.
We lost her and she went Doctors Without Borders and she was like, this is what I want to do. She was an awesome fucking doctor. Well, that's great
she got to see her do a dream then, you know what I mean? Pursue a dream like that.
Yeah. And
that's not easy either.
Yeah, she does. Leanne right now is listening. It's going, that's not her name, Bert.
Yeah.
You just fucking got half of it right.
But that would be cool. And that would be cool to go with you and like do you and Leanne and your daughter. And like you get to see all this crazy, get your daughter in there just like you threw him in the Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Pulling out a botfly or something like that.
Botflies today. She's like, what's that? Oh, shut the fuck up, Dad. Oh, I love what you do. I love what you do. And I'm so grateful you did my podcast.
Thank you for having me. And there's an
open invite anytime. Anytime, I'd love to have you on my cooking show.
I would love that.
Show.
I'll bring my mom's laksa because I don't really cook, but she cooks and will bring that over here. Yes, and same.
I would love that. Yeah.
If I find a juicy pile or cyst, I might be calling you.
I'm gonna give you my number. If you know, I'll be serious.
Yeah, I could throw it out there.
I'll sign a release. I'll drive out. I don't even need to pay me. I would love to see see if I got a fan. Hey, listen, if we have any fans, in the what's it called? What's Diamond Bar area? It's called
San Bernardino County, LA County.
Yeah, but what's that area called? It's called like there's the Inland
909,
Empire. The Inland Empire.
Yeah.
If we have any fans in the Inland Empire with
they'll come from LA?
affliction, we I would love you to have a dilated
Preferably
pore.
a beautiful cyst or a pilar, a dilated pore whiner, but I think the dilated pore whiner are usually older people in
Really?
general.
Go
But we can find
visit
them.
your grandparents,
Yeah, grandparents,
this weekend
Yes.
and check their backs. Look
sure.
at their ear. Look behind their
Yes.
ears.
Especially like Thanksgiving or when you have all your relatives over, that's when you give them a good once over,
Yeah.
check them out, and
Look
see if
them,
they
look
have
them
growing
around.
on
Give them a
them.
hug and then feel.
Yes.
Feel and see if you can find a dilated pore, and then I will get myself to Upland and I will.
Right.
And
Well, wait till you see. When I see somebody with dilated pore, I'm going to be like, do you know who Bert Kreischer is? And I'll be like figuring that out. Just like, can I probe it a little bit?
Bert Kreischer's going to be loving this.
Do you know? Well, you know what? He would love to do your dilated pore whiner.
Yeah.
And that's how we get it set up. We'll get it set up. That'd be amazing.
All right, let's go downstairs and convince my wife to cut off my skin tags.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
this
you
is really
so
nice.
much.
You're so sweet. Thank you and also all the advice and all the connections that you're going to help me out with. We're going to go to Sierra de Leone,
Done deal.